Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you through life's transitions. Well, today it's just me in the studio, and I got a great show for you. I'm following up on the heels of last week's show that we did on confidence with Elle Russ. And what I'm going to talk to you today is about how you can manifest more confidence and success in your life, in your business, in all areas of your life. So it's going to be an exciting show. Stay with us till the very end. Let me tell you what you can expect during this episode. We're going to talk about some highlights, some things that are going on, some current events, the latest happenings. Then we're going to get into some background and some other things, some things that I've discovered, things that I've noticed is going on that's contributing to why I wanted to focus on confidence and success today. And then I'm going to teach you some powerful strategies on how you can actually increase and manifest your level of confidence and success. I'm going to give you the actual how-tos. So exciting. Then I'm going to lead into the Mentor Me Minute, which is our segment that we do every single week where we take questions live and I mentor you for 1 whole minute. Typically, I do it for over a minute, but it's just the way we roll around here. So if you are watching us for the first time, I want to say welcome. Where you can catch us live is on E360 TV, on YouTube at I Have Today with Diane Forster, and on Facebook at I Have Today with Diane Forster. And on Facebook is where I'm able to see your comments live. Actually, let me switch over to that and so I can actually see the comments. All right. So, and then we always end the show with a powerful mantra meditation. I take a culmination of everything that we talked about today and to give you some really intentional, precise words to shift you on an emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical level so that you leave this show feeling better at the end of it than you did at the beginning. It's all about transformation, right? And all we have is today, and all we have is this moment. So we want to be doing these little things, these little 1% better everyday things to help you really live to your highest, fullest, greatest potential. How's that sound? All right, great. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is what our intention statement is for today. So we do intention statements every single week, and every single week they start with, I have today too. And we actually collect your videos and make compilation tapes that we get from people all over the world who share with us how they live intentionally, the I Have Today way, in the present moment, and what that means for them. So today's intention statement is, I have today to get my confidence back. I have today to get my confidence back. And what we do is on Instagram, on my Instagram page, under there's a button called Wallpapers. And Kelly does an amazing job, and she creates all these beautiful wallpapers with each week's intention statement. So you can go on here and screenshot them, use them as your wallpaper, your background, or both. And the value of that is you're allowed to take whatever the intention statement is that week and have that reminder. Since you look at your phone 150 times a day, it's a great way to anchor in that affirmation in that intention statement. This one says, I've today to embrace my perfection. I have today to remain calm and peaceful. So today's is, I have today to get my confidence back. And we're going to talk all about confidence today. It's so essential and it's so important. So, all right. So that's where you can find it. Diane Forster Official on my Instagram page. Go there, just hold the image down, take that screenshot, and then upload it on your device. All right. Okay. So, let me tell you about my weekend, because I had such a good weekend. I went up to LA. I live in San Diego, in case you didn't know that, but I'm in San Diego, and I went up to LA to see my family. And I had not been up to LA since my birthday, which was in early August. So it had been a couple of months since I saw everybody, and it was so good to see everybody. We've been working so hard. We've got all these projects going. And so I just needed to totally unplug. So I left my laptop at home, just went up there and totally disconnected, which was amazing. It felt so, so good. So my dad's 82 years old. He lives in Santa Monica. Hey, Jack, just wanted to give you a shout out in case you're watching today. Mwah, love you. It was so good to see you this weekend. And my sister, Arlene, and her family, they live in the Mar Vista area. And my twins, Robert and Melanie, live up there. And Robert moved out to Toluca Lake about a couple of months ago. And Melanie's in the the Park La Brea area of town, and she's getting ready to move. So I went with her to look at a couple new apartments, which was really fun to do. Actually, one was great, one not so great. But it was so fun to go apartment hunting with her. You know, it's so fun to see, oh, hey, Terry, how are you? Great to see you. Back at you. It was so great to see, you know, my twins are 23 years old and they're adults. And it's interesting because they're both living in LA. And when I was that age, I was living in LA too. And it's so fun to see their evolution and what's happening with them and their transformations, even with COVID, you know, going on. But to see them be such independent young adults and to watch her and just to see how she's operating in her life. And she's reminding me so much of me when I was that age. And so I'm having all these flashbacks and all these memories coming back to me. And it's funny. And I look at her and I think, oh my God, in so many ways, she's like a mini me. It's really, really fun. But anyway, so I stayed at my sister's, and so everybody's kind of close by. And so they all came over to my sister's house and we hung around the kitchen table, which we do. And we ordered pizza and we played cards and we just chatted and we just got a chance to really unwind and just be really present, which I'm going to lead into this in a moment. And the value of just being able to just shut everything down and just be present. And so I feel like my soul and my spirit and my tank got filled this weekend because we just had just a great time just hanging out and laughing and joking. And it was just wonderful. So fun. And I got to spend time yesterday with her, also walking around. We went out for ice cream. Like I never do that. It was just so much fun. So I feel like fired up and ready to go today. Like I am ready and I'm back on. So that was going on. And then a couple other things that I don't know if you're tracking with me, but this is my year of radical change. I'm making a lot of changes. And one of the things that I said that I wanted to do is I wanted to be continually following somebody new. And so Kyle Cease was that person. And he's been around, you know, for years and, amazing background in comedy before his pivot to, transformation and what he's doing right now. And so I've seen him before, but just didn't really delve into it and really delved into it this weekend. Watched a bunch of his interviews, a bunch of his YouTube videos, and just checked out some of the things that he's doing and such alignment. And the reason why I wanted to point this out is for actually a couple of reasons. He said something, he made an analogy that made so much sense to me. So, well, we're going to talk about manifesting more confidence and success in this episode. And this has to do all the time, not just with what's going on in the world. What really hit it for me was, he talks a lot about, the stressors that people have and just how to really be present in the present moment. Like you really, in this moment, you have everything you need, right? And how to really surrender. And surrender is my favorite word in the world. It's truly my favorite word in the world. And I said, oh my God, I love this guy already. And the capacity to be able to just stop and breathe into the moment and just relax and realize, okay, I have breath in my lungs. I probably have food in my belly. Like I have shelter over my head. Whatever money is there, I'm okay right now. And just to really surrender and not be so focused on the pain of your past all the things that you're worried about, and that projected fear into the future, which I talk a lot about too, and just to really be in the now. And the analogy that I'm getting to that he talked about was, he said, imagine that I'm, driving by. I can't remember if he said he was in Hawaii or wherever he was, but he sees this beautiful waterfall. And he walks over to the waterfall and he holds a cup underneath the waterfall. And then he brings it to you and he says, hey, here's a cup of water. And visually, you would see that and go, okay, that's a cup of water, not understanding where it came from, the abundant, limitless flow of water that's available and of everything that's available. So let's link this back to money. So when you're looking in your bank account and you see that number is whatever it is, it's low, it's maybe below low, it's freaking you out. You're only looking at a small percentage of what's available. When you think about it in terms of this infinite, abundant, limitless universe, there's all the money in the world that's available to you. There's all the resources in the world available to you. But if you stay in stress, in overwhelm, and feeling stuck and constricted, you can't access all that's available to you. And so it keeps you small and closed down and shut off. And that causes the stress, that causes the overwhelm. And confidence has a lot to do with this. And I'm going to share the strategies with you later in the show, how you can gain more confidence. Because let me tell you how the formula works. If you're feeling low levels of confidence, that contributes to overwhelm. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, you tend to make bad decisions. And when you tend to make bad decisions because you're making knee-jerk decisions instead of thinking clearly, right? That tends to lead to poor outcomes. So you're operating your life on a lower vibrating, lower frequency level, more in panic, more in reactionary mode, versus when you have higher levels of confidence and you're feeling more confident, you tend to have greater levels of focus. You can discern what's a better decision for you, this versus that. You have the capacity and the ability to say no to something because it's not keeping you moving in the right direction for you. It's not keeping you forward on your plans. It's not keeping you in direction. It's not keeping you in a state of moving you in the right direction, but we're on purpose, on point, is what I'm trying to say. And then when you're in that capacity where you have the focus, you make much, much, much better decisions in your life. And from that, it leads to better, richer, more enhanced outcomes. So there's a reason why this all ties together. And so that's why I wanted to talk about confidence today and how you can manifest more, and more confidence will definitely lead to more success. So anyway, Kyle Cease, I love you. I want to get you on the show. I want to have a candid conversation with you and talk about your amazing work. And you're so out there. I love the way that you're out there. And also the way you speak about, experiencing your emotions. If you're having a bad day and you feel like crying, cry. And also how nothing's ever done. It's just not done. Everything is an evolution, and it's a moment by moment by moment evolution. These momentary feelings, reactions, things that are happening to us, and especially right now with everything going on with COVID. I read a couple of articles. I read an article on Thrive Global about, COVID fatigue and what that is. And that's causing lethargy. You're feeling lethargic in your life. You're feeling unmotivated. You're feeling unworthy. You're feeling small. You're feeling stressed. You're feeling like things are closing down on you. There's a lot of that emotion going on. And a couple of other things that also came up was about hypoarousal and hyperarousal. That's another condition that's happening. And where hypo, the hypo is too much of, and the hyper is too little of. If you've heard that before with hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism and all anything related to. The hypo is too much and the hyper is too low. And so hypoarousal is, again, the feeling of overwhelm. And that feeling when, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. I have so much to do. I don't know what to do. I have too much. I don't have any focus and I'm in too many directions. Talk about an energy sucker that's sucking the energy right out of you. So what do? You just want to shut down. I just want to walk away. I just want to go lay down and take a nap. I just want to go to the beach. I just want to, crawl in a ball. That's what's happening. And then the hyper arousal is lower vibrating energy. And then you don't have the capacity in you. You don't have the confidence in you. You don't have the strength in you. So you're quick to react to things. You're oversensitive, hypersensitive to things. And so there's all of these emotions going on right now. And so one of the ways to combat that is, let's take a look at your confidence. All right. So before we get into the practical how-tos and ways to do it, what I want to do is share a word from our sponsor, the Spifter. And the Spifter is a kitchen tool that you use to decorate your foods and beverages with your sugars and spices. And it's my invention, my product. It's a sifting spoon with 3 interchangeable handles, and it makes everything look beautiful. You season things evenly, perfectly. It's fast, clean, and fun. And why it's so important right now is for a couple of reasons why I want to share this with you is, first of all, it's October this week. Oh my gosh, the holiday seasons are coming upon us already, if you can believe that. So this is the time where we start going in, we start baking, we start cooking, and it's a great tool for that. But also during this time, everybody's really sensitive to germs, and we do not want to be sprinkling seasoning and spices with our fingers on our food during COVID. We want to be really smart about it. So it creates germ-free seasoning and decorating. So it's available at Amazon. So take a look at the commercial right now. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Okay, so cool. So get yours at Amazon. And let's pivot. So now let's talk about ways for you to really boost your confidence and get rid of those feelings of overwhelm, those feelings of stress, those feelings of not feeling worthy enough. Because here's the deal. If you have low levels of confidence, there's a huge piece of you that doesn't feel worthy, doesn't feel good enough, doesn't feel capable enough, doesn't feel like you're worthy and up to measure. And that comes from all the mindset stuff that I do. So I'm not going to go deep into that today. I will just tell you that I have plenty of shows that talk about what's going on in the mind, what's going on in the subconscious, what's going on in the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and your database. It's filled with all the dandelions of every limiting belief that you've ever been told, and it pulls on it all the time. It's the thing that's running your show. But how we make change in our lives is very simple. I call this formula ABC, that awareness begets change. And so once you're aware that something is going on, then you have the ability and the capacity to make changes for it. So if you're suffering from feelings of low confidence, and you know what? Everybody does. Everybody goes through this. There's 4 things that everybody wants. They want to be seen, heard, appreciated, and acknowledged. All of us want that. Every single one of us. There's not a person on the planet that does not want that, right? And so I'm going to tell you right now that because you're here watching this today, you're alive with breath in your lungs, no matter what's going on in your life, you're worthy. You're deserving. You need to be here. The 400 trillion to one odd of you being born into this world means that you're a miracle. And there is no one else on this planet, that is more worthy than you. Nobody, no politicians, nobody is more worthy than you. No one is more deserving of feeling happiness, joy, success, fulfillment than you. Nobody. So I hope you know that. And I hope that's really resonating with you right now. Like you look in the mirror and you go, darn it, I am worthy. I am amazing. I am worth every single thing that I want. I get to want what I want and I get to have it. I get to get it. So please know that you are so worthy. Amen, Jack. Hey, thanks, Terry, for the point. So nice to have you guys here. All right. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing you have to do, the number one thing that you have to do to make yourself feel better, no matter what the situation is you have to breathe. Breathing. It sounds so simple, and yet so many people take advantage of it. You are always a breath away from feeling better. And if you could breathe multiple times, you're going to start feeling a lot better. Because here's the thing about our so quote unquote problems. I hate saying words like that. You know I do. Our mistakes. I hate words like that. And I even hate the word hate, and I'm saying it. So I really must not like it. They are intangibles. You can't really grab them. Like you can't grab them. You can't reach out. They play over and over in your mind and they wreak havoc on your life. Okay. So if you stop and take a breath and go, is this really happening to me right now? Because it's really not. It is not happening to you right now. Then you can release it. You can let it go. And like Kyle C says, and I say, you can surrender it. Surrender to the moment. One of the things that he said that I loved was, I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't really know. And you don't have to know. You don't have to know in this moment. Okay. So know how worthy you are. Know the ABCs that awareness begets change. Start taking deep breaths whenever you feel that feeling of overwhelm, like you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your gut, you know it's somewhere. The mind starts racing with thoughts. Stop and take a deep breath. And then, when you have these moments and you want to build confidence, what I want you to do is I want you to look back 3 years. 3 years. Go back 3 years. Now, right now in this moment, close your eyes and think. Because it's 2020 right now. Go back to 2017, fall of 2017. Try and remember what was going on in your life back then. Think about it. Think where you were living. Think where you were working. Think what was going on with your family. Think about places that you went, things that you did. Think about what you were wearing, what you were driving. Anything like that. I'm thinking about it right now. And now, open your eyes. Think about how far you've come in 3 years. Think about all you've accomplished. Think about all you've done. Think about what worked in your life. Think about what didn't work in your life. Think about how much you've grown, how much you've learned, how much you've changed, how much you've expanded. Because here's the reality, it's not stagnant. We don't stay still. We are constantly evolving. We're going up, going down, but we are evolving. And now give yourself an attagirl or an attaboy for how far you've come in 3 years. Because you've come far. You don't see it in the day-to-day. You really don't. You're just kind of operating in your life and you're just kind of moving along and you don't really see it. But when you look back and you reflect on it, think about how far you've come. Now, what I want you to do is close your eyes again and go 3 years from now. It's the fall of 2023. COVID's been history for a long time. Lots of things have changed. Where are you now? What are you doing? Where have you been? What have you accomplished? What's changed in your life? What's your family life like? Now stay with your eyes closed for 1 minute. And in that place of you being ahead in your life 3 years from now, think about this day instead. Remember this day 3 years ago. Pull it back into the present moment and go, see, there was nothing I ever needed to worry about. There was nothing I needed to be overwhelmed about. I am okay. I've always been okay. I'm always going to be okay. So what's the need for the stress and the overwhelm and the low levels of self-worth that contribute to my low self-confidence? I didn't need that any time. I've never needed that. It's never been the way I've had to be. I've always been valuable. I've always been worthy. And I'm always on my path. I'm never off of it. Now open your eyes. Do you feel better? Do you feel better in your heart? That was a little mini tiny mantra meditation that I did right there. But I took you on a journey to see we get so overwhelmed by all of these things going on. Am I going to get sick? Is someone I know going to get sick? When's the vaccine coming? What's going on with the economy? Am I going to be able to find work? Am I going to be able to, keep my doors open? Am I going to be able to support my family and friends? Am I going to be able to survive this? All of these things are going on with so many people. You've got to own your power right now, because it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter what's going on in the rest of the world. It only matters what's going on with you. When you feel empowered, when you feel strong, when you feel secure, when you feel confident, you are able to do so much more for yourself and everybody else. You get to respond instead of react. You get to focus on the things that really matter. All the things that you get to be grateful for when you're staying present, when you pull yourself back to this present moment right now. So you now have that tool. That's a how-to. Go back 3 years. Remember, look at how far you've come. Go ahead 3 years and see yourself where you are in 3 years, so that you can know in this moment you are okay. You're totally okay. Everything's fine. You're not off your path in any way. All right. Now, another thing that I want to anchor in with that is know that none of this really matters anyway. I mean, it really doesn't matter anyway. You can't be holding on to limiting beliefs and painful experiences. And I know there's a lot to look at out there. I mean, global warming, the pollution, the trafficking, the pandemic, what's going on with the election. I mean, there's so much. You've got to be really discerning and cautious where you're getting your information from, because we're all energy and we're all taking it in. And if you're taking in too much of that, of course you feel lethargic. Of course you have COVID fatigue, or any fatigue for that matter. Of course you're dealing with the anxiety and the stress, and what was it that I called it? Oh, the hyper arousal and the hypo-arousal. Of course, all that's going on. You have to realize it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter 3 years from now. Now, I'm not saying push your life to the side, but the only thing that you have control of is you. You are the only one who has your power. So you need to be empowered. And in order to do that, you've got to raise your level of confidence, which is going to contribute to your level of success and happiness in your life. All right. So what I want to do now is tell you what we're going to do is we're going to pivot to the Mentor Me Minute segment. And that is a segment where I answer your questions live. So, oh yeah, I see that. Social media and information overload are contributing factors. They totally are. So you've got to monitor that. And thanks for the feedback. So you've got to monitor the amount of time you are spending on your devices, where you're spending time there, because this device, 99.999%, and that's my statistic, is about everybody else, and it's not about you. It's not. It's just sucking your energy out of you. So of course it's contributing to that. So monitor that. I did something last week. I don't know if I talked about this on the show or not, but I'm going to talk about it right now. I decided that I was taking all alerts off my phone, all alerts, because that is contributing, I did talk about it, to the 150 times a day that you are looking at your device. And that's contributing to your lack of productivity. Yeah, I talked about this last week a lot. And so every time it bings, your instinct is to pick it up and look at it. And that takes you away from whatever it is you were doing. And then it takes you 5 times longer to get back into what you're doing. It's affecting your productivity. It's such a time sucker. So be really careful about that. And also know that everything isn't always sunshine and roses. I see all these posts out there, and you've seen them too. Who are you doing all these posts for anyway? What does that mean at the end of the day anyway? If you think about social media, and social media is great. It is great. And it's great for a lot of reasons. But if it's making you feel bad about yourself and it's contributing to your stress, overwhelm, and lack of confidence, which I know for many people it is, then that's something you might want to consider eliminating or severely reducing in your life. So thank you so much for that tip. All right. So let me go back to the Mentor Me Minute. So what we do on the show is we take in a couple of questions. Whatever's going on in your life, I'm here to mentor you live, and you can ask me anything. It doesn't have to be about business. It doesn't have to be about mindset. It doesn't have to be about transformation. It could be about all of those things, but you can truly ask me anything, wherever you need support in your life. And where I can see your questions live is here on Facebook, which is where I'm watching you. So if you have a question, please put it in the chat box. Then you can also email us. Oh, wait, no, there's a URL for it. And Kelly, can you put it up? There's a URL at dianeforster.com/mentor me. So fill in your questions and we will answer your questions live on air. And if and when we do, if you get selected, you're going to get an I Have Today mug sent to you directly. So ask away and let me know what's going on, because I'm here to help and support you. All right, let's see the first question. I'm quick to react and feel like I'm snapping at everyone. Did we not just talk about this? Why am I feeling so on edge, and what can I do about it? Okay, this is from Shannon in Wisconsin. Okay, well, Shannon, my goodness, I hope you're watching the show live, because I answered this earlier in the show. So you're feeling stress. Okay, I see your question, Terry. We'll get to that in 1 minute, okay? I'm quick to react and I feel like I'm snapping at everyone. Why am I feeling so on edge, and what can I do about it? I think I just answered this with the hyper arousal. So Google that term. So, and I also answered it with take a deep breath. So what you're feeling is there's a lot of emotions going on with everything that's happening. No one on the planet's been immune from what's happening with COVID. Nobody. And so we're all at varying levels of these emotions are coming up. It's like our hand's been slapped because we can't go anywhere. We have rules and guidelines and deadlines and curfews and limits in our life. So the rug got pulled out from under us. And so our normal is gone. And so you're also a spiritual being, and your soul and spirit are feeling the disconnect as well. And so you're also in a place of being locked down and shut in. And so, it's giving your soul and spirit the chance to go inside, and it's drumming up a lot of emotions, a lot of stuff. Pain from the past is bubbling up. All sorts of things are bubbling up. So you're feeling frustrated and limited in so many ways. And then this vessel that we carry everything in, which is our body, but all of our emotions and everything that's happening to us, they're coming up too. So I told you to breathe. Please do that. Take those deep breaths. You might want to ask yourself when it's coming up, where is this coming from? Ask your soul, where's this coming from? And then why is this coming up right now? And then just tune in for a second and see what comes up, because you're going to get your answers. You will get your answers. I promise you, they're going to be right there. You're going to go, wow, I didn't realize that was happening, or I hadn't thought about that in so many years, or whatever comes up for you. No, there's nothing wrong with you. No, you're totally normal. So breathe, ask yourself those questions, and just know that you're okay. All right. I hope that helped. All right. I'm going to take a question live here. Terry Harper. Hey, Terry. Terry's calling. You're from Georgia. How do you become successful in business if posting on social media just seems to be fake? I don't want to be inauthentic. Okay, well, you just said it. You don't want to be inauthentic? Then don't be. Be who you are, because here's the thing. People see through it anyway. So here's people buy people, not products. People really do buy people. And what people like is they like the know, like, and trust factor. They like to see you being authentic. They like to see the behind the scenes too, not everything so perfect. They like to see that, oh God, I really like her. I want to hang out with her. I want to spend time with her. She seems really cool. She seems really smart. She seems really fun. Or I'm just saying this for you right now. I'm giving this to you. So, to become successful in business is to really, truly just be yourself. Be yourself, because anytime you're inauthentic, people can tell. That doesn't have longevity. It doesn't have sustainability. And eventually it's just going to run out of runway anyway. So be yourself. And, if you're a mom, talk about that. If you're raising kids, if you like to cook, talk about that. If you're in business for yourself, talk about that. Talk about if you go to yoga, talk about that. If you have meetup groups, talk about that. Let somebody really see who you are fully and completely. So I started out the show. I talked about, the fact that I went and saw my family, just getting you to know a little bit more about me behind the scenes, right? So be authentic. And when you are, Terry, the success will come. And the success isn't just monetary. It comes in other ways too. It's being seen, heard, appreciated, and acknowledged, like I talked about earlier. And it's really creating and bringing value to people just by being yourself. That's honestly the best way I can answer you right now. So I hope that helped. Okay. All right, Kelly, do we have time for one more? Hey, Elaine, I see you there. Nice to see you. We're doing the Mentor Me Minute segment right now, answering questions. Okay. You talk a lot about things we learn becoming shelf help. How do I avoid that? Elise. Okay. I do talk about that. Shelf help. So shelf help. I'm doing quotes today. Shelf help means that you read a book, or you attend a seminar and take lots of notes, or you watch a webinar and take a lot of notes. And then you go, that was really valuable. Oh God, I learned so much. And that information tends to be put on a shelf or in a drawer, and you don't act on the items, right? So, Elise, what you need to do to avoid shelf help is, one of the things that I like to do when I just hosted my live events, and when I do host events, I gave everybody a journal that said, I get everything I want. Thank you. And I told them, when you go to an event and you've got a journal, open up the journal and go leave a couple of pages blank at the beginning of the journal. And the reason why is while you're taking down all this information, and I know there's some people who are just copious note takers. What is my problem today? I'm having trouble talking. Copious note takers. And then what happens is they're not really in the moment, the present moment, which we talked about, we've been talking about all during this episode. And so what they're doing is they're really missing the value of it coming in. And then what they do is they look through the notes or 95% of the time, they never look at the notes again. And then that gets put on a shelf or in a drawer, and then they don't act upon anything. And what a waste of your time. What a waste of that hour for the webinar, or that 3 days for that event, or the week it took to read that book if you don't implement anything. So a way to avoid that is if you can walk away with 1 or 2 key takeaways. That's it. That's it. Of all the information that you got out of that book, that webinar, that event, or that course, that's enough. Because it all sounds so good, but where you are in your journey is you're evolving and you're growing, right? Think about algebra class. Who were you at the beginning of algebra class versus at the end of the class? Like you took a while for you to get the formulas, get the concepts, right? And that was a process. So who you are during that event is some of those things you're going to be ready for. Many of them you're not going to be ready for. Same thing in the book. So we tend to overcomplicate and want to implement. So in order for things not to become shelf help, only take 1 or 2 things out of them and then move an inspired action. And another way to do it is if you've got several things going on, put them down 1 a week or 1 a month in your calendar. That's how you create lasting permanent change, is by always being in inspired action. So that's my tip for you, because otherwise it's too much. You can look at that book again or those notes again, maybe a year from now, and you're going to see things totally differently. I got this advice from a mentor once, and I'll never forget this. He's got certain books that he reads every single year. And the first year he reads it with a yellow highlighter. The next year he reads that book with an orange highlighter. And then the next year he reads it with a pink highlighter. And he's highlighting different things in the book because he's evolved and he's a different person. He's grown and expanded. His business is different. His life is different. So he's picking up different things out of the book with the repetition of reading it. All right. So don't feel overwhelmed, Elise. Just take my advice, only 1 or 2 things, and get in inspired action and do something with it. All right. Okay. All right, I see your notes. I see other people here. So nice to have you all here today. It's great. All right, well, that is our Mentor Me Minute segment. And I do this every single week. I'm here as your transformational coach and your mindset manifestation mentor to answer your questions live. So if you want to send us in questions, you can, let's run the ticker again. You can do that at dianeforster.com/mentorme. And just fill out the form and we will take your questions live and also here on Facebook. All right, so Terry, here's what you need to do. You need to send me a message, a private message in Facebook with your shipping address. Make sure it's complete, your shipping address. And you are going to get an I Have Today mug. I'm going to send it to you. All right? All right. Okay. So let me just kind of recap what we did on the show before we get into the powerful mantra meditation. All right, we started out the show title of the show is Manifest More Confidence and Success. And I talked about how when you have low confidence, it leads to overwhelm, which leads to bad decision-making skills, which leads to poor outcomes. But if you have an elevated level of confidence, you have more focus in your life, more direction in your life, which leads to better decision-making skills, because decision-making skills are so powerful, which leads to better outcomes. And when you have better confidence in your life, and you feel higher levels of self-worth, which is where it comes from, you operate in your life in a much more productive way. And then I talked about the weekend with my family, how much fun I had, how it fed my soul, and that Kyle Cease is the new person that I'm following this week, and the value of surrender and the value of, it's not just a cup of water. It came from the waterfall, and how infinite, limitless, and abundant the universe is. So just don't look at your present, what is, and think that's all that there is. There's a lot more going on, and how to do that by looking ahead 3 years, look back 3 years, how far you've come, and then look ahead 3 years and look back on this day and know that you're okay. You have everything you need, that all is well, and everything is going to work out for you just as it should. All right. All right. And then don't forget about the Mentor Me Minute. And so now I want you to get ready. I want you to sit with your feet flat on the floor. Obviously, you don't do this if you're driving, if you're listening to this, because we do broadcast this show. We uploaded it as my podcast too at I Have Today with Diane Forster. I'm going to give you links all at the end of the show. So, all right, feet flat on the floor. All right, relax your shoulders. I want you to close your eyes. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for the count of 4. Hold it for 4 seconds, and then breathe out to the count of 8. Like you're blowing out birthday candles, like this. You want to get all that air out of you, all right? And we're going to do that twice, and then all you do is listen to the words, okay? It's really going to relax you, and it's going to make your heart feel big, warm, and swollen, all right? Okay, ready? Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 4 and breathe out for 8. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 4 and breathe out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to get my confidence back. It's been there all along, even if I didn't know it. And I can live in confidence, in self-worth, empowered, inspired, knowing that whatever is going on in the rest of the world, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't matter. I am the one that is in control. And I can live in my confidence, my worthiness, my empowerment, my strength, and know that I don't have to have everything figured out right now. I really don't. That it's okay to just be present in the present moment. I have today to know that I have everything that I need. I woke up today, breath in my lungs. I'm going to be intentional with my day. I'm going to be calm. I'm going to take deep breaths. I'm going to know that awareness begets change. And as soon as I feel like I'm moving out of alignment, I'm going to catch it and pull myself back into the present moment. I don't need to allow my mind to just tick, 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 and have that hamster wheel running of all the things I need to do or get done, and all the limiting beliefs that I have, or all the pain from my past. I can choose to breathe them out and blow them out. Just let them go. They are not tangible. I can't touch them. I can release them. That's how powerful I am. I have choice, and I'm choosing that. I'm choosing to have the awareness, and I'm choosing to let it go. I'm choosing to own my confidence, my uniqueness, my worthiness, the fact that I am here, I am alive, and I'm enough just as I am. There's no more that I need to do, no more that I need to be, no more that I need to accomplish. All of the timing is divine. I am exactly where I am supposed to be, right in this present moment. And by that definition, I'm already successful. I'm living a have it all life. I'm living with intention, and I'm living in my power with bold, fearless confidence. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I hope that felt really good for you. I hope you just felt yourself take it down a notch. Like, God, you don't always need to be running and doing. That's the purpose of this show. All right. So let me tell you, let me give you a couple more updates on what's going on here. All right. So this is our weekly show. We're live here every Monday at 11:03. Oh, thanks, Terry. I so needed this today. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're live here every Monday at 11:03 Pacific time. We're based here in San Diego. And this show is also streamed live on my YouTube channel. So you can subscribe there if you haven't. It's I Have Today with Diane Forster. And here on Facebook as well at I Have Today with Diane Forster. This is my business page. All right. You can follow me on social media at Diane Forster Official. You can also go to my website. I have tons of free resources on there. I have a free mantra meditation, money magnet. Let me say that over again. I have a money manifestation mantra on there. That is a mouthful. I also have hundreds of blogs on there. The TV show's on there. The podcast is on there. And then the podcast is at I Have Today with Diane Forster. So I know I'm throwing a bunch of things at you. What we're going to do is we're going to have links to all of this stuff in the description area for you. So follow me there. And then what else? I was going to say one other thing, Kelly. What else? Oh, let's not forget my free gift for you. Okay. This is so powerful. I did a show, I don't know, a month or two ago, and it was 8 powerful affirmations to create your have it all life. And it is far and away the most viewed and listened to show that we've had, just through the roof. So what I wanted to do was give you the gift of the 8 affirmations to create your have it all life. And we created it on a beautiful PDF. It's a free gift for you. So you can download that at dianeforster.com/8 affirmations and get that PDF, print it out, and read these every day because they are going to help you with wealth and health and overall well-being. It's the 8 key areas of your life. And there are 8 affirmations that when you start reading these every day, you're going to start to notice change happens in your life very, very quickly. Every single word is intentional. So make sure that you get it. dianeforster.com/8 affirmations. All right. All right. All right. So that's it for this week's episode. I want to thank you so much for being here. Tune in every Monday at 11:03. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for everyone here that was live. Don't forget to follow me, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.